Today, we're going to talk about what to focus on in your first job as a software developer.
Bree asks, they say the first 5 years of your career are for learning, growing, gaining experience, and establishing a foundation. What are some mistakes you made in the beginning or things that you learned that you could share with beginners?
Okay, so that's a deep question. And I just want to let you know that I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So I've had a lot of experience building web applications, desktop applications, and mobile applications. So I've went through all the transitions from when we were desktop centric in the early 90s, then went to the web in 97, and then late in the 2000s, we went into mobile. And so I've seen these three transitions. Here's one thing that I would say that you need to learn to do is you also need to always stay focused on kind of what's coming, but not so much where you're discounting what you already have today. So if you're doing web dev today, which is great, you can start looking at what you think is going to come down the pipe, and you can do that on the side while remaining productive in your current environment. So the thing I want you to avoid is being like mainframers or people that did COBOL. And now a lot of those people never translated over into desktop web programming or web dev or mobile dev. They stayed with what they had, and then those jobs kind of dried up a little bit. And so you need to stay relevant with what you're doing so that you're learning the 5 years that you're saying you spent learning, you're going to commit to 20 years of learning or 30 years of learning. You're always going to be learning new things because this industry is in constant state of change. Having said that, I don't want you to chase every new shiny object out there. As running a consulting company and a coding bootcamp, we stay really strict on what we're doing on the coding bootcamp side so that we can give the skills necessary for people to get a job. And we're not chasing every new framework. Especially in the JavaScript world, those frameworks can come and go really quickly. I can look at things like Knockout, Vue, React, Angular, and that's all the things that I've came across in 1 year on multiple projects, and then Microsoft with all their releases and things like that. So don't chase every new shiny object. Go down a couple of them and do that on the side and learning. But here's the other thing that I see developers make that I think is the biggest thing that I've learned is you have hardcore coding skills. And coding is this activity that you sit at your desk, you wear your headphones, and you type, and you're in your thoughts all day long. And so that can lead you down a path which I call grumpy coder person, where you don't want to be bothered, you don't want to do it, you just want to do your work and you get done. And I sympathize and empathize with that. But if you can learn the soft skill of the trade, which is your ability to communicate complex problems to the business unit. And so a lot of times programmers, we have a bad habit of being angry at the business people or the sales people or whatever because they don't understand what we do. And what I want you to understand is they're never going to understand what you do, but they have valuable insight into what the business needs to do, which you need the business to tell you what you need to do so you can be really good at your job. So because they don't know how to code, you shouldn't be at war with business dev guys or the project leader or even the CEO or the boss. A lot of times IT does go to war with those people because they don't understand what they're doing. What I would say is learn how to bridge those gaps, communicate effectively, empathize with the things that they're going under, which is they have pressures of sales or pressures of marketing or pressures of running the company, and they just need IT to be part of that overall team environment. So if you can do that. The second thing, having said that, is be committed to moving a lot or moving some, because if you work in a company too long, you can learn one business vertical. If you go to several companies, you can learn multiple business verticals. So which means you may learn about warehousing or inventory, or maybe insurance over here, or sports management over here. And so that way you'd have a very broad, diverse business knowledge to what I call domain experience, which improves your ability to deliver code and be your projects. The third thing is focus on productivity and cranking things out instead of doing it the new and cool way. And so stay in what the business wants you to do and code that in a known, well way, be very productive at what you do, and then integrate maybe some new thoughts and new kind of techniques and new things into the business a little bit at a time instead of wholesale changes. Don't go walk into a shop that does web forms and say, we're doing MVC or I'm quitting and we need to translate all of these projects to MVC next week. What you may not know, there may be 200,000 lines or 250,000 lines of code that have to be converted. And there's a lot of reasons why they haven't gone to the newest, greatest platform. But there also may be opportunities for you to show them why these platforms exist and how you can actually improve the business. And this goes back to your soft skills. And finally, what I would like to say is this: learn to become a knowledge giver and not a knowledge container. What I see a lot of people do, especially programmers that are high value, they'll write things and then they keep the knowledge inside to themselves, and they don't share that with their employees, even the business they work for, or at large. Learn how to share information and your experiences with others, your employers, your teammates, and everything like that. You don't need to be a knowledge container, you need a knowledge giver. They need to come to you and you can be a wealth of knowledge and experience to other people. Instead of being grumpy coder person, you can now become engaging, delightful to talk to person that has a wealth of knowledge that I would really like to do. And what that allows you to do is achieve rock star status. When you look at rock star programmers, people that are really the titans of industry, they communicate well, they share knowledge, and they're not self-consumed with what they're doing. And they don't chase every new rabbit hole there is. They stay with what they know that they can do, they deliver, they're productive, and they work well with others. Anyway, I hope that helps. Good luck and keep coding. If you like that, I've created 5 steps to getting your first job as a software developer. Go to coderfoundry.com/job roadmap, and we lay out the 5 steps necessary to get that first job as a software developer. And if you like this video, please subscribe to get more videos just like it.